going on, YouTube family? This your man Pristine, back with another video. Welcome to the full Pristine review for the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. Now, there's a few different devices out there that have an end title Ultra. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, right? The Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. And you know, when there's an Ultra behind the device name, I mean, you know, this is, you're talking about, you know, the creme de la creme, right? You know, you're talking about the devices that feature everything that one could imagine in a phone. Me personally, you know, I feel like some of these phones should be, you know, the Galaxy S21 overkill, right? The Xiaomi Mi 11 overkill, because I mean, a lot of the stuff that is packed within these ultra titled devices, a lot of times is way more than what the average consumer needs, and oftentimes what they want. You know what I mean? You know, and they come with a pretty steep price tag to match. And, you know, a lot of people, they want all those, you know, bells and whistles and amenities and things, and I understand that. But I mean, I sometimes question whether or not those devices, just because they have Ultra at the end of their device name, does it really justify the price tag, right? Does it really? So here comes ZTE just out of nowhere, and they're like, oh, we got a Ultra device too. Yeah, it's the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G, and it's $749.99. Actually, just $749. Ordered from the ZTE website, which I did. Boom, pay a cool $749, and that's it. No taxes, nothing. And so, you know, when you hear the price point and you compare this device to the other Ultra devices out there and look at the price point for those, it'll kind of have you wondering, like, like, okay, what did ZTE leave out to bring the price point down to a cool $749 price tag, which is still kind of pricey, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, compared to what Ultra titled devices normally cost, which is, you know, $11, $12, $13, $1,400, depending, if not more, depending on the gigabyte variant that you select. $749 is just like, man, okay, where did ZTE cut corners here? And I think that, in my personal opinion, you know, I don't have the S21 Ultra. I don't have the Mi 11 Ultra. You know, I had the Note 20 Ultra for a bit there. I gotta say, in my personal opinion, just what I know about those devices, what I've experienced with previous Ultra devices before. You know, I had the S20 the S20 Ultra. Man, I've had a few of these Ultra devices, and I always felt that they were good devices, but I really didn't think that they lived up to the price point that they were being charged. And so I got my hands on the Axon 30 Ultra here, and, you know, I'm like, okay, wow me, ZTE, because I was like, you know, they had to have cut some corners to call this device Ultra and only charging $750, $750, right? But I mean, they did that. And I really feel as though, you know, if there's any Ultra device that I could recommend, it is definitely going to be the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. Here's why. First off, again, the price, $750. Okay? $750. And ladies and gentlemen, I tell you that this device is an Ultra device through and through. Okay? Now, we've got a 6.67 inch 1080p by 2400 pixel AMOLED 144 hertz HDR 10 plus display. We've got a screen to body ratio of 91.1%. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, you know, the barely any bezels at all whatsoever. Okay, I like the fact that it's got, you know, that waterfall display on both sides. You know, it kind of, you know, it's got that edge display bleeding over the edge. You know what I mean? Ever so slightly, not too much. I mean, it's not too dramatic. It's perfect. The phone has the just the right amount of curvature for a hand. You know, it's like ZTE, they really mastered with this device, like smartphone ergonomics and how a true smartphone should feel in the hand. Some people knock the fact that it's got that waterfall display. Me, I think that it is, you know, a testament to, you know, the comfort and the ease of use and how easy it is to wield this device, how good it feels in the hand. I mean, so, you know, ergonomically, I mean, I think this phone is built very well. I mean, you know, we've got Gorilla Glass, you know, 5 on the front and back. Like I mentioned, we got the curved display. We've got the Snapdragon 888 processor. This is a 5 nanometer 5G chipset. We got an octa-core CPU, Adreno 660, Android 11 with my OS 11. On top of that, we've got 8 gigs of RAM. Now, some people may say, well, that's what ZTE cut some corners, because a lot of the other Ultra devices, they got 12 gigs of RAM. Some they got 16. But it's like, that's what I mean when I say some of these devices are overkill. Do you really need 12 or 16 gigs of RAM? Ask yourself, what constitutes a device having the name Ultra? If a device is titled Ultra, does it have to have 12 gigs of RAM and up? Because of the fact that this device only has 8 gigs of RAM, to some of you out there, does it not really fit the description to be considered an Ultra device? Somebody sound off in the comments and let me know what you think about that. I'm curious. You know what I mean? Is this device less of an Ultra device because it only has 8 gigs of RAM, which is plenty for the average consumer and some? Things that make me go, We've got 128 gigabytes of storage. Some people may also say, oh, well, that's where they also cut some corners. Typically, if it's going to be an Ultra device, it's got to have either, you know, 512 gigabytes of storage, or it's got to have a terabyte. Well, I mean, that depends on who you ask. Cameras. I'll talk a little bit about the cameras in a bit, but the build quality, as I mentioned, we've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back. This is like I mean, look at this. I mean, for one, that camera hump is serious. There's no denying that camera hump. I mean, that camera hump right there just screams Ultra. I mean, you got to look at that and be like, oh, okay, that's some kind of Ultra. I don't know what it is. And, you know, some people seem to think that this phone really took some plays out of Samsung's playbook when it comes to the overall design of this phone. Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, hey, that's a serious camera hump. If I never seen this phone before and I seen that camera hump, I'd be like, that's some kind of Ultra. Whatever that is, that's an Ultra at the end. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, the phone, it feels really good in the hand. I mean, this phone is aesthetically gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's just like the color scheme. It's like a frosted blue. Like, look at that. I mean, just how it just kind of shimmers off the light. I mean, this thing is absolutely a head-turning device. And quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I know that I've, you know, ranted in other videos about how I'm sick of the candy bar design phones, right? It's like, you know, what else can we see from them? You know, I feel like, you know, I've seen it all, done it all with these candy bar style devices. That's why a lot of my focus and attention is more towards the foldables, because I really feel like that is the next big thing in mobile tech. But I mean, this phone is so refreshing, and it brought back to me all the things that you would know and love from your typical candy bar style device. This device is really lacking in no area, in my personal opinion. You know, it's got the internals. It's got a beautiful design. You know, it's got killer cameras. I mean, we'll talk a little bit about that here momentarily. But I mean, the build, if you just look at just how it's rounded, giving you just easy to just wield this phone in the hand. It's super thin. You know, I mean, the aspect ratio is 20:9. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's the phone, it's tall, it's thin. I mean, it's perfect. In my personal opinion, I mean, this device is, and I'm so happy that ZTE hit us with this, because after what happened to them, you know, with, you know, the stuff they got caught up in with the government, and, you know, man, they almost got shut down over that little situation that they got caught up in some years back. So it's good to see that they've come back, and they've come back strong. Again, we don't need no more, you know, major competitors in the smartphone game going under. You know what I mean? I'm still sulking at LG's departure, because it's like, okay, who's going to step up and innovate? Who's going to do it? LG innovated and implemented some of the most bleeding edge technology that we find in our smartphones today that we use every day. And a lot of people have no idea that LG originated a lot of those things. I hate the fact that they don't get the credit that they deserve. You know? But it is what it is. So, I mean, you know, the build quality, this device, man, I've dropped now. Typically, I always recommend that you guys get a case and a screen protector for your devices. And I'm always, you know, touting about the fact that, oh, you know, I take care of my devices and I don't drop my devices. And I didn't drop this phone, right? But I mean, summertime, it's been hot. You know, I've been wearing a lot of, you know, comfortable wear. You know, I got some nice little sweatsuits where the pockets aren't really all that deep. And so there was a couple times when, you know, I hopped in the car with my wife. I typically carry, well, I rock with two phones. Obviously, I got a phone in my left pocket and my right pocket. You know what I'm saying? Sat in the car a couple times, man, the phone slipped right out of my pocket onto the ground. Not a scratch. Not a scratch in sight. This phone looks just like it did when I took it out of the box. Not a blemish at all whatsoever. I mean, now granted, I had the case on it that comes with it, but it's just a little rubber bumper TPU case that just protects the sides and the back. But I mean, not a blemish, not a scrape, not a scratch on the front, along the rails, nothing. This phone, it's definitely passed the durability test. You know, it's like, if you want to talk to me about how durable a phone is, it's like I can only tell you, you know, how durable it feels while it's in my hand. But it's like, I'm not going to slam my phone down or purposely drop it, you know what I mean, just to try to prove a point, because if it cracks, then I'm going to be upset. I don't do those things. You know what I mean? But this phone, real deal, slipped out of my pocket twice the same day. You know what I'm saying? We took the kids to the zoo, and man, when I got in my wife's truck, going to the zoo, pulling out the garage, it slipped out of my pocket and fell into the garage floor. My wife's truck sits kind of high up. You know what I'm saying? And then as we were leaving the zoo, you know what I'm saying? I got in, you know, my wife, she wanted to drive. I sat shotgun, hopped in, same thing. Phone slipped out of my pocket, came crashing to the ground. Not a blemish on it. So, is this phone durable? Yes. It is durable. It's got a very, very solid build quality. The phone, you know, it's got a little weight to it, even though it's thin in stature. It's got a little bit of weight. I'm not saying it's like a paperweight, like it's gonna, you know, hold, you know, weigh you down or anything like that. I mean, but you know, the phone, it's solid. You know, it feels premium. It screams premium, as you can see, you know, here on the video. All right, now performance. I mean, do I even really need to talk about the performance? I mean, you know, like I said, Snapdragon 888, 8 gigs of RAM, 144 hertz display. You know, I mean, I like the fact that you can change the scrolling effects. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Google Now feed. I mean, man, like a hot knife through butter. I ain't said that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like a hot knife through butter. Extremely responsive. I mean, no hesitation at all whatsoever. You lightly touch this display, and whatever it is that you're looking to do, it does it flawlessly, fluidly. No choppiness, no lag. I've really been putting this phone through its paces. You know what I mean? And this phone has been a top performer from the day that I took it out of the box until this very moment of me shooting this video. Okay, so performance is beast mode. Now, my main SIM card, I don't have a SIM card in the device right now because I just recently put my SIM card in the Z Flip 5G. You know, I'm heavily testing that out for you guys right now, so make sure you keep it locked at Pristine Mobile Tech, because I'm gonna have the full Pristine review coming for the Z Flip 5G, or the Z Flip 3 5G, my bad. But I'm connected to my Wi-Fi here. So, you know, data speeds are going to differ, you know, or if you're connected to Wi-Fi, whether you're in your home or, you know, your place of employment or, you know, wherever you're at, you know, speeds are going to differ. But I mean, I think it's not hard to tell that this device is a beast. I mean, I'm going in some of the most content heavy applications: Spotify, YouTube Music, YouTube, you know what I mean? And it's just popping up. Stops for a second just to load the content. And got some buns. These females with this Big Bang Challenge, man, this is they crazy with it out here, man. Crazy. But you guys get the hint, you know. Go ahead and get to our recents. Boom. If I want to go back to Spotify, man, it's right there. You know, YouTube, it's right there. What else? Bible app, get that good word in. It's right there. You guys peep that RAM management. Okay, YouTube Music, boom, no reloading. It holds everything in the RAM perfect. When you need to go right back to it, boom, just like that. It's right there. Okay, what is that? Yeah, so I mean, you know, this phone is a performance monster, in my personal opinion. All right, now, the cameras. I'm gonna talk briefly about the cameras really quickly, and then of course at the tail end of the video, you know, there's gonna be still shot images, there's gonna be video footage, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, I'm gonna bless you guys with some musical heaven for your ears while you enjoy that content. But I mean, I've been asked, does this phone live up to the Ultra name? Absolutely. You put this phone camera up against Xiaomi's Mi 11 Ultra. You put this phone up against the S21 Ultra. You put this phone up against the iPhone 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because those, you know, those are, especially that 12 Pro Max. I mean, that's like, you know, the iPhone 12's Ultra version. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of the high end, most highest end of their devices. And, you know, you're talking about devices that have excellent cameras. Well, this phone is right in the mix. This phone can definitely hold its own and go toe to toe with each and every one of those devices that I named. Pixels, you name it. This phone can go toe to toe with Pixel, Samsung, Xiaomi, and Apple, and LG. All the heavy hitters. Motorola, this phone goes toe to toe with no problems. Okay, now on the front of this device here, we got the hole punch cutout right there. We've got a 16 megapixel wide lens. We do have HDR 4K recording at 30 FPS, and then we got 1080p recording also at 30 FPS. All right, now on the rear, that camera hump is serious here. Well, because of the glare, you see it better right there. That camera hump is serious. We've got a quad camera system. So we've got a 64 megapixel primary lens. We've got a 64 megapixel wide lens. We've got a 64 megapixel ultra wide lens. And then we've got an 8 megapixel periscope telephoto lens. And this phone has, I mean, it's got everything. It's got optical image stabilization. It's got PDAF. It's got laser autofocus. It's got gyro electronic image stabilization, HDR10, 10-bit video, 4K recording, 5 times optical zoom, 60 times hybrid zoom. I mean, you're talking about really being extremely far away from a subject and being able to zoom in ridiculously close. And the thing that's so crazy about this device is a lot of devices that have the zoom capabilities like that, it's like the more you zoom in, the more picture quality you lose and things just start looking terrible. That's not the situation with this phone. I mean, when you zoom in, that's 60 times. It's amazing to me just how crisp and sharp the end result image is. Now, what tends to be a little bit finicky is just, you know, trying to capture that shot, because I noticed that it's like there's no stabilization on the lens when you're zoomed in that far, and so, you know, just trying to be still enough to shoot a subject and not like flinch or like create a blur which may blur the image. You know what I mean? I won't even say it was challenging, but it's like you just really have to be still when you're zoomed in all the way. But the end result, like once that image is captured, when you go back and look at it, it's like, whoa. Like you're not losing, you know, picture quality and a lot of the resolution like you think you would. It's amazing. I'm going to have, you know, sample images of, you know, that also at the tail end of the video, and, manifested in with, you know, the still shot images and the video footage that was taken. So, the camera on this device, it's stunning. I've taken hundreds of pictures with this phone. You know, I mean, I just can't, I can't talk enough about how good this camera system is on this device. I mean, it is simply amazing. It really is. And you'll see for yourself when you check out the content. I'm trying to, figure out a way that there's not, God, what's that called? I know sometimes like when you upload images from like a source onto another source, sometimes I think it is like the, not metadata. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like you lose some of the resolution or some of the picture quality. And so it's like sometimes when I upload these photos onto my editing software from the phone, it seems like the image on the software, once it's uploaded to the software, doesn't look as clean as it does on the actual photo on the phone. And so I'm trying to find a way to remedy that, because I want you guys to really, see in great detail, just the capabilities of these cameras on this device and how it really does live up, to a lot of the ultras out there that it's competing with. But yeah, I mean, you guys will see at the tail end of the video. Now, battery life, absolutely no problems at all whatsoever. We've got a 4,600 milliamp hour battery. It lasts all day. Depending on what you're doing, you could very easily go a day and a half, 2 days on a single charge with this device. And on top of that, you get a 65 watt charger that comes in the box. Samsung, Apple, you get a 65 watt fast charger that comes in the box. You got quick charge 4+, USB Type-C 3.1, USB on the go, USB power delivery 3.0. Not like the new $1,000 Z Flip 3 that only has a 15 watt fast charging cable. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way that this device doesn't have at least a 30 or 45 watt fast charging capability with the brick inside the doggone box. I'm just saying. Samsung, Apple, y'all, you need to get your pen and pad out and take some notes. This phone, I could be at 0% phone dead. I put this phone on the charger, no lie. 20 minutes later, 100%. I kid you not. It is one of the fastest charging devices that I've ever seen. It is right up there on par with OnePlus. It's right up there on par with Xiaomi. This phone charges extremely fast. I mean, so, if you are, concerned about battery life, if it's running low, you run to the house real quick, what I'm saying? You got a quick little date, you got to shower up, or you late for your meeting, or late for an appointment or whatever, and you need some juice, man, I'm telling you, man, 5-10 minutes, you're going to be solid. You're going to be solid. The battery life on this phone is beast mode. And it's so trippy because of the fact that, you got this 144 hertz AMOLED display that it's powering. And this is a beautiful display. Absolutely gorgeous. Battery life is phenomenal on this device. Additional features. Man, my UI is just loaded with features and functions. I think I'll just start off with some of the simple things, because with me, I'm very easy to please. It's the little things. I like the always on display. The always on display feature is always a welcomed feature. I've actually gotten used to that. And so it's good to see that it has that on here, and you've got a whole plethora of things that you can do. You can change the little background right there. You got the little moon right there, the time, the date. You got a whole multitude of things that which you can change the clock style. You can change, the picture in the background. Man, I like the double tap to wake. You got face unlock, which is lightning quick. You just swipe up. I don't know if you guys saw up there at the top, it recognized my face and it just unlocks, but you still have to swipe up. Now you can change that to where once the phone unlocks, it'll take you right to your desktop. Me, I have it to where double tap, boom, and it just unlocks, and then you swipe up. Okay, but then on top of that too, you got this fingerprint sensor that is under the display that is also lightning quick, and it works 100% of the time. Double tap. Oh, well, facial recognition unlocked it. So here, let me get out of the way so you guys can see that again. Just want to demonstrate this for you. Boom. Just like that. Okay, I like the fact that when you hold down on the screen, you can hit effect. You can change the effects. I think you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you got 6 different scrolling effects that you can choose. I like the cross flip. You know what I mean? You got wave. You got cube out, cube in, glass, or you just got your standard. Okay, so let's go to standard. You can see that 144 hertz. I mean, if you weren't able to see it, blazing, smooth, fluid. I love that. I love that fluidity. You know what I mean? I love that. All right. Also love too, when you go under settings, oh man, that dark mode, it just looks absolutely stunning. It's just so beautiful. So beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But when we go to display, where's it at? Where's it at? Okay, hold up once. Okay, I was looking right at it. It was right in front of me. I was overlooking it. So we can go to screen refresh rate. You got auto, which it says auto select the best screen refresh rate. It is a perfect combination of smooth display and power consumption. You got 60, standard refresh rate, which helps save battery. 90, refresh rate goes up to 90 hertz, which creates a balance between battery saving and smooth display. 120, refresh rate goes up to 120 hertz, which makes things appear smoother but consumes more battery. And then you got 144, refresh rate goes up to 144 hertz, which brings unparalleled visual experience but drains battery fast. So I keep it on auto. Okay, I think that's the best way to go. But you can toggle it however you want to, but it's like, I've never seen this implementation on any other phone. There's been other phones that allow you to change from like 90 to 60 and 120, but to have, okay, you can select auto, 60, 90, 120, or 144. Like, just the ability to customize this device. ZTE, there's other user interfaces out there that are full of features, But I've never seen this. Like Oxygen OS is full of features. One UI on Samsung is full of features. But I've never seen this. Like, this is dope to me. And, you know, it's just the little things, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the little things to me that really, really, really stand out. Okay. I also like, when you go to features, gestures and motion. You got a whole plethora of motion and gestures that you can do. Things that are extremely useful. You know, 3-finger swipe down for screenshots. I mean, you simply just, boom, there's your screenshot. Easy, right? Just keep it simple for me. Raise the phone to wake, auto answer, pocket mode, flip to mute, you know, snooze, dismiss an alarm, change to earpiece, disable, touch disable mode, shake to turn on the flashlight. Now, that's kind of finicky. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, they tore a page out of Motorola's playbook with that one. You know what I mean? But it's like you have to, like, it doesn't. Let's see. Okay, turn on flashlight from the lock screen by shaking the phone back and forth twice. Okay, so. Yeah, see, a lot of times it works when I do the chop, but that's Motorola's thing. So this is different. And I've had this phone for a minute and I still haven't mastered that. Sometimes it works. Wait, okay, hold up. Oh, okay, there it worked right there. Now it went off. Okay, so it wasn't working because I wasn't in try it mode. Okay, but I mean, it does have that feature and it does work. A lot of times I get up in the middle of the night, you know what I'm saying? Take a leak. I know that's a little TMI, but I'm notorious for that. I don't sleep with lights on. So when I get up in the middle of the night, it's pitch black. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's nice. You know, I see that nice, bright, always on display, so I know exactly where my phone is on my nightstand. Grab it, shake it a couple times. Man, let there be light. Clear path to the bathroom. I ain't stubbing my toe or nothing because I can't see. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, you know, little things like that. And there's one more thing, hold up, that I want to show. There's several things about this phone that I love, but I'll be talking about it all night. And I know I'm trying to keep this video as short as I can. So hold up. Okay, so also under the settings, we'll go to sound and vibration. Now here's another thing that I absolutely love. When you're thinking about the volumes, you got ring volume, notification volume, media volume, and alarm volume. Okay, a lot of phones, the notification and the ring volume are similar. It's the same control toggle. I hate that because sometimes certain ringtones are recorded at a certain quality, and it may be more louder or more monotoned to where you may need to turn up the volume to properly hear your ringtone the way you want to hear it. But you may want your notification tone turned down some because it's already loud enough as it is. But it's like, okay, you turn up the volume to increase your ringtone volume, but then you're also turning up your notification volumes as well. And so the notifications, they be super loud, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You're turning up the notification sound because the notification sounds are like more monotoned and they're not loud enough. So you turn it all the way up, and then your ringer's turned all the way up. But it's like if you got a ringer that's already super loud, now your ringtone is just blaring. Well, I like to be given the option to toggle the ring volume and the notification volume separately. It's the little things. I love it when OEMs think about these things and implement them into the devices, you know what I'm saying, with us in mind. I like that. Now, if we scroll down a bit, I think I've said in plenty of my videos that I'm a super, and I mean super audiophile. I mean, call me crazy, but I've got music subscription that I pay for with Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, and Epidemic Sound. I pay for these things because I have to have access to all the music that I listen to. Man, I've got in my garage right now, I've got boxes and boxes of tapes, hundreds of them. Before CDs really started popping off. And then once CDs popped off, that's all I was buying. I got hundreds of CDs in my garage, in boxes, neatly stacked away. My wife is like, man, we need to take them joints to the pawn shop, yo. You can get some cheese. I'm like, yo, man, I can't do it, man. I can't part ways with them. You know what I'm saying? Them CDs just bring back so much memory, man. My goodness. And the fact that we just have applications now, all that money that I spent on all them tapes and all them CDs, we got apps that we can just tap on our phone and pay a $10 a month subscription, and you got all that. But there's certain music that I'm not able to find on Spotify that I can find on Apple Music, or if I can't find it on either one of those platforms, guaranteed I can find it on YouTube Music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you know, I'm an audiophile. Well, those of us that are audiophiles, you want a device that's going to, you know, give you some features and functions that are conducive to that fact that you're a music lover, right? So I love the fact that you click on headset hi-fi, and now you've got the ability to listen to music in stunning fashion. Insert earpiece to enjoy superior sound quality with enhanced audio performance. Please use hi-fi earpiece for better experience. Now, okay, yeah, we don't have a headphone jack on this bad boy. I mean, but I believe that there is a hi-fi DAC in the Type-C port. Okay, but that's just for listening to headphones. We do have DTS X Ultra sound. This is very comparable to Dolby Atmos. You know what I mean? But I think this may be just a tad bit more customizable than Dolby Atmos. And so just with this feature here, I've been able to really customize my sound and perfect the exact way in which I want to listen to music. That, ladies and gentlemen, is huge. It is huge because a lot of phones, they don't offer this. And so when I say that this phone is definitely an ultra device through and through, I mean, it's got everything. Now, you know, some of the things that people have, you know, said that is an indictment against this device, it doesn't have an IP rating. Okay, that to me is not a big deal. I don't care about an IP rating. You know what I mean? But some of you out there that may be a determining factor. I mean, I still scratch my head on that. But you know, I don't want to say anything to knock, you know, anybody's hustle. You know what I mean? But I mean, to me, that's just not a big deal. This phone also does not have wireless charging. Well, who needs wireless charging when you've got a 65-watt charging brick in the box and this phone charges lightning fast? There isn't a wireless charger that's going to give you those kind of charging speeds. So I would much rather plug this phone up and top up immediately as opposed to having to wait, you know what I mean? Because the wireless charger is not going to charge this phone as fast as the charging brick that comes in the box. It's just not. So I could care less about wireless charging when it comes to this phone. So to me, the phone not having more RAM, not having an IP rating, not having wireless charger or wireless charging, to me those things don't matter. It's like everything that this phone possesses as to why it can tote an ultra title. Man, ZTE, they did it and they perfected it. This phone, in my opinion, is flawless. It is definitely one of the best devices, in my opinion, in 2021. Definitely one of the top dogs, out of all the phones that are walking around with that ultra title. and it's only $749, and you probably can get it cheaper now because it's been out for a little minute now. You probably can get it for some deals. Matter of fact, I got an email from ZTE last week that this phone was like, I think it was like 150 or 200 bucks off. So imagine that, getting this phone for $599. If you get that deal, man, that is a steal. That is a steal. I mean, I paid the full price, $749, and I'm like, yo, this phone was worth, is worth every penny of that $749 that I spent. It's worth every penny. Final thoughts, overall thoughts. Who should get this phone? Any and everybody. If you want a powerhouse, you should get the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. Period. You know, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? If you want a beast of a device, this is it. What ZTE proved here is that you don't have to go spend over $1,000 for a device with the Ultra title behind it. This phone literally has everything. The dual stereo speakers, that's another thing that I really love about this phone. And I don't be rocking out listening to content on my phone like that. But if you want to, these speakers are hella loud. Hella loud. Now, I'm always rocking wirelessly with Bluetooth. But I'm saying, if you wanna, you know, jam out to your phone, you can have some serious jam sessions, you know what I'm saying, with the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. Or 5 Gangster. You know what I'm saying? That's what my man Flossie Carter called it, man. Shout out to Flossie. That 5 Gangster. You know? But yeah, man. To me, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. And that's all I got to say about it. You know what I'm saying? If you like this video, you already know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you peep this content and you like this content. You know, I ain't one of those people that's just like, you know, I think it's funny how like a person's video will start, and before you even get into the meat of whatever it is that you're talking about or whatever it is you're showing, cats is just like, oh man, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It's like, how can you recommend people do that and they ain't even watched the content? People haven't even seen enough to know whether or not they want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's where you gotta kind of, you know, sit back and peep game and really differentiate between who's out there just trying to, you know, stock up on subscribers versus the ones that are out there really just trying to lace you up. I do this because I love it, and I'm really trying to help you make an informed decision. I'm totally unscripted. I'm off the top of the dome. You know what I'm saying? I talk to y'all just like I talk to my homies. You know? I love doing this. It ain't about capital gain. It ain't about subscribers. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about none of that. I mean, it's cool to gain those things, and I am trying to elevate, but it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Most importantly to me is the relationship that I have with my subscribers. You know, I want to give you real deal reviews, no sugarcoating, no fluff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking no prisoners. I ain't getting sponsorship. Ain't no company sending me these devices dictating what I can and can't say. Nah, this is raw and uncut. You know what I'm saying? So all the things that I'm saying about this device, I'm saying what I'm saying because that was my personal experience with this device. I paid my hard-earned $750 for this phone. ZTE, they didn't send me nothing. This ain't no review unit. And that goes for every phone that you see on my channel. Every phone that I have on my channel, I bought, with the exception of one. My man Jay Will, he sent me a phone some years back that he wanted me to review. It was a Eula phone. That's the only phone that I've ever had sent to me that I didn't pay for. So I mean, you can, you know, some of you cats be in the comments, y'all be killing me like, oh man, you know, Pristine on the payroll, man. There ain't no way this phone is this good, man. Nah, man. Man, kill all that, man. Ain't nobody paying me nothing. Every single phone you see in this channel was bought with my own money. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. With that said, if you like this content, if you like real deal reviews, honest reviews, you know what I'm saying? No sugarcoating, no fluff, no scripts. If that's your style of review, then I'm your man. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so that every time my videos upload, you'll get notified that Pristine Mobile Tech just uploaded something new. Be one of the first to check that video out and get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about what you saw. The only thing that I ask, I love to talk tech with you guys in the comment section. I just ask that you keep it respectful. That's all I ask. Respect my views and opinions. I will respect yours, and we can have respectful and insightful, enlightening smartphone conversations. Shout out to my man Jay Will at Smartphone Conversations. Nah, me. So now I'm gonna go ahead and roll the camera footage. Thank you guys again for letting me bend your ear. And you already know, please stay safe, get spiritually fit, because we are definitely, and I mean definitely, living in the last days. For a fact. You know what I'm saying? There's no confusion as to who my Lord and Savior is. And that's Jesus Christ. And I'm not ashamed of my faith. I don't hide my faith. And at the end of every one of these videos, I witness to y'all because I love y'all and I care about y'all. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to use my platform, you know what I'm saying, to do a little bit of witnessing. Some people slander me. They go, oh, man, what is your faith and religion got to do with tech? And we just talk about tech. We don't want to hear none of that, man. You wouldn't believe some of the disrespect that people be saying on the internet. But, hey, it's the internet. It comes along with it. So I just ignore, I ignore the hate and the negativity. I don't get in arguments and shouting matches with people, man. I don't even entertain the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So if you're ever looking to say something or you know, to try to get a rise out of me, it ain't gonna happen, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen. We keep it positive. We keep it godly. You know, but get spiritually fit, ladies and gentlemen. We're definitely living in the last days. All this stuff that's going on, the world is so crazy. If death were to creep around some unsuspecting corner, where is your soul going to lie for eternity? Ponder on that. Ponder on that. And if you need to get spiritually fit, stop putting it off. Stop putting it off, because you ain't got as much time as you think you do. I'm your man Pristine. Catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. What's going on, y'all? This your man Pristine. So this is the rear camera system for the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. We've got a quad camera system here on the rear of this device. We've got a 64 megapixel 26 millimeter wide lens. We've got a 64 megapixel 35 millimeter standard lens. We've got another 64 megapixel 13 millimeter ultra wide lens with the 120 degree field of view. And then we've got an 8 megapixel 123 millimeter periscope telephoto lens that features PDAF, optical image stabilization, 5-time optical zoom, and 60 times hybrid zoom. I mean, so you're talking about really, really, really shooting, you know, close to subjects. And so, as I mentioned, on one of the primary sensors, one of the other ones, we also have PDAF, laser autofocus, optical image stabilization as well. We do have gyro electronic image stabilization, HDR10, and 10-bit video recording. We do have 8K at 30 frames per second. We've got 4K at 30 or 60 frames per second, and then we've got 1080p recording at 30 frames per second. So I'm gonna just go ahead and step out of the ham sandwich, and as guys can see, make sure that I'm social distancing down here. You know, people ain't got no mask. I get it, you know, they outside walking around, but it's like, yo, when you get in close proximity with other people, man, you got to throw your mask on. Or I'm real serious about that social distancing, man. I don't believe in vaccination. You know what I mean? But so the question is, can this phone compete with other ultra titled devices? You know, devices like the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, the Note 20 Ultra, the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, right? And my answer to that is hell yeah, it goes toe to toe with those cameras. You know what I mean? As you guys are getting ready to witness, when I mean, just not only just are you should be, mind blown by the footage which I'm capturing right now, but I mean, if not, definitely by the still shot imagery that I was able to capture with this phone. I mean, I got some beautiful shots with this camera. Look at that boat out there. Let me see. Where was it at? There it is right there. Look at that. Can I get closer? Whew, that's crazy. Like, I'm hella far away from that boat. That boat is out there. You see what I mean? But yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, sound off down below in the comments on what you think about the footage in which you're seeing. I mean, color accuracy, color reproduction, attention to detail is simply marvelous in my personal opinion. Now we've got a 16 megapixel sensor on the front. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the footage here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some footage with the front camera, and then we're gonna shut this thing down. All right, y'all. So this is the 16 megapixel sensor on the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra. Man, my bad for the noise. I mean, I'm down at the beach, which is like a mile west of my house, but I live very close to the airport, you know what I'm saying? So it's like planes, as they're coming in, they're flying over the house. As they're flying out, they're flying over the house. And so it's like I can just never escape that plane noise. I mean, so my bad for that. 16 megapixel shooter here. We do have 4K recording at 30 frames per second on the front camera here, I believe. Hold on, let me. I don't want to mislead you guys. Hold on, I got my little cheat sheet right here. Let me see. Yes. Okay. 4K 30, 1080p 30 is the recording resolutions that you can get on the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra. This is absolutely beautiful, in my personal opinion. Personally, I mean, I think this phone goes toe-to-toe with the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, the Galaxy S21 Ultra, whatever kind of Ultra that's out there, the Note 20 Ultra. Man, I think this phone goes toe-to-toe with those devices. And at a $750 price tag, I mean, like I said, it's severely undercutting the competition. And stay tuned as well, because I got the unboxing getting ready to drop for the ZTE Axon 30. That phone actually was released today. I got the email from ZTE saying that it was available for order, so I ordered it. I mean, so they said it's going to be like 3 to 5 business days before I actually get it. So stay tuned for that, because I got that video coming as well. The cameras on that phone are supposed to be remarkable as well. We also have on that camera, we're featuring one of, I think ZTE, they were one of the first ones to do the under the display camera on another device, and it actually didn't really turn out that well. So this is their second stab at it, and from what I can tell, the research that I've done, it's supposedly really, really, really good. So stay tuned for that. I got that video coming, and man, sound off in the comments on what you guys think about the footage and what you're seeing right here. The front-facing selfie camera, 16 megapixels on the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. All right. Thanks for stopping by and let me bend your ear. If you like this video, you already know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons more videos that I've done like this one. If you're in the market for a new device, check out my channel, man. I've got so much content, you know what I mean? And keep it locked. Be sure to hit that notification bell because I've got so much more content to come. All right? So you guys already know, man, please stay safe, get spiritually fit. Man, I hope you enjoy the musical, little musical heaven that I sprinkle in here for you guys as the still shot imagery is playing. If you want to know where I get all my music from that I'm putting in the videos, epidemicsound.com. Okay, if you want some really nice music for your videos and you ain't got to worry about copyright infringement or anything of that nature, epidemicsound.com is the website. I have a subscription. I pay $15 a month. It is very, very, very well worth it. They've got so many different music genres, rock, R&B, hip hop, all kind of music that you can feature in your videos. And as long as you got the subscription, you can use anything on there pretty much with no copyright harassments from anybody. You have a license. You have a license to use whatever music that they have on there. So you don't have to worry about copyright infringement or being sued or, you know, having your videos blocked or taken down by YouTube or demonetized. You know what I'm saying? Epidemicsound.com. Hey, yo, Epidemic Sound, I need my check, yo. I need my check. Don't front on me, you know what I mean? Don't front on me. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you guys already know. Please stay safe, get spiritually fit, and keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy the still shot images, and I'll holler in the next video. Peace.